What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron, and today we have a special occasion. We have, honestly, what's probably been my favorite format of the summer on Underdog Fantasy. As you guys know, it's 6:30 p.m. Eastern sharp. Might be 6:38. I'm a little bit late, but we're here. 6:30 on the dot, pretty much. And we have, I believe it's called the Chihuahua. $4 to enter, $50,000 to first place. Now, yes, that is putting a lot of the prize money at the top. But when we're talking about a $4 price point, I don't care about breaking even. I don't want to put $4 down to make $10. At the end of the day, I could care less about that. But $4 down to potentially win $50,000, or I think if you place in the top 10, you get like $5,000. It's a really nice format, fast drafts only, 25 entry max. I know we usually do BBMs, but this is a contest where especially a lot of you guys, I know some of you guys are out there like, it's June, $25 is a stretch. I can't do $25 in June. Right now, the Chihuahua is 90% full. It's going to fill tonight. It is not going to be around tomorrow. And again, it's one of the best structures, especially for people that are just looking to dip their toe in or get some practice in before we have full-fledged, fantasy football season in August. You can get some practice in for your home leagues. You get a nice upside, swing of $50,000. And again, if not, you just get yourself used to the landscape of fantasy football in 2024. So we're going to hop into that. Again, if you are new, or not again, for the first time today, if you're new to Underdog Fantasy, make sure you use promo code RON. They will match your first deposit up to $250. They'll match half of your deposit. So if you deposit $100, they'll match $50. You deposit $500, which is, if you'd like to, you can. They'll match $250, and that's the max. And you also get a special pick'em waiting for you in the lobby. All right, so we are waiting people to join. We are waiting for 6 more people. So if anybody wants to hop in here, get some drafts going with me, you can do that right now as we speak. Let's get this going. But who do we got in here, man? If you're in here, say what's up. What's up? We got Ryan Ripkowski in here. Inject redraft season into my veins. I'm with you, man. I'm ready to get into redraft. I am ready. We're going to have 1 or 2 dynasty videos this week. And then we're turning the page to redraft. I know it's been a while since we've sat down and done a real, a classic Ron Stewart video where there's graphics and research. But that's going to be back this week. Just been having to do some stuff on the back end here. Some planning for the summer. We're going to be, by the time August happens, everything you're seeing through the camera right now, it's all going to be different, which I'm very excited about. But what else we got? We got Will Levis in here. We got One Up Game. What's up? Ron Weasley, Ron Perlman, or Ron from the Jersey Shore. Your thoughts? I'm not sure what the thoughts are to be had there. But Ronnie from the Jersey Shore is something I've always gotten my entire life as a Jersey boy. Why you late, big dog? Come on, man. Ever so slightly late. 6:30 p.m. Eastern on the dot. I was here. What else? Destroy that like button. Yeah, slap a like. We'll go CeeDee Lamb. I don't have a ton of CeeDee Lamb, just because I don't know. I feel like I haven't had a ton of 102s so far. What else we got? I drafted the winning Chihuahua team last night. Yeah, we'll see, brother. What's really good? I'm chilling. What about you, man? First draft with you. We got Lou. What the hell is your name? Ryan Ripkowski, but your name on Underdog is Lou. Are you in this draft? Am I an idiot? Lou, am I an idiot? I feel like you're trying to make me say something dumb. We got Augustus. You said you maxed out the Chihuahua. I wish I did. I think I'm going to come up just short. Maxing out the Chihuahua. I think this is going to be like draft number 10. So not just short. I'll probably have 15 and the max is 25. It said great practice for getting sniped and figuring out how to navigate backstacking Knicks and Drake May. That is the game that we play. I'm afraid. We got Chris is in here. You said you're in the 9th spot. I see you. We got Baby Dragon in here. What's up? We got Debo. Hell yeah. You got the 111. All right. Bet. We got Hem Slinger in here. What's up? Number 3. Okay, so we got heads in here, man. I'm too high for this. I've seen that name before. We got Brush Fire in here. What's up? What's up? Ryan Murkowski, you're in the wrong draft. Can't wait to watch the August streams every day. Don't want to burn out too early mid-June, so I occasionally watch. I feel you, man. I feel you. We'll be doing that in August again. It definitely takes a lot out of you streaming every day, but it's always a fun time, and especially you might as well kind of capitalize in August when the views are flowing. Like when we get a few hundred people in these streams, and I start, especially in the high stakes lobbies, and I start asking you guys for help on picks. It's just a fun time. But what do we got? Feel free to ask me questions. I feel like nothing really crazy has happened in this draft so far. Like I said, to me, there's a clear top 8, and then there's a tier break. We had Garrett Wilson at 9, Gibbs, Puka, London. Wow. Puka, A.J. Brown start is sick. Clean. I don't know that clean dirt is in here, but Puka, A.J. Brown is a nice start. Again, to me, the tier breaks, top 5, top 8, top 12 with Wilson, Gibbs, Puka, and Brown. And then from London through like Devontae Smith all the way down here is that next tier break. I'm also curious, what videos do you guys want to see? It's June, so I can't drop the bangers, but I'm down to talk about some things. I'm down to I do want to tweak the year 2 wide receiver model and go into some of the year 2 guys in terms of how I feel about them heading into next year. I do want to talk about the rookie wide receivers in general, right? I think that a lot of people are going to be put off by these Malik Neighbors prices, right? We just saw Debo, who's in the chat, took Malik Neighbors at 18, which is what, the 206? Yeah, that's a 206 Malik Neighbors, 201 Marvin Harrison Jr. The most expensive rookie wide receivers have ever been. But I'm curious on doing some research on, like, if you're, Justin Jefferson's and Jamar Chase's and rookie year Amon-Ra St. Brown's and Christian Watson's were that expensive if they would have panned out as a pick there. I'm going to go with something a little bit different here. I'm actually going to go with Deebo Samuel and see what this guy in the turn does. I've been going a little bit running back heavy. I'm down to kind of push the issue. This seems like a wide receiver heavy room. Only one running back in the second round so far. We got Pat Joy in here. What's up? What's up? Are you fine sacrificing early wide receivers if you can get them a Mahomes-Kelsey stack at value? I'm in a slow draft and got them each 5 picks past ADP. I would say for sure. I would prefer, right, so that's through the first 5 rounds would be Kelsey and Mahomes. At that spot, I'd probably prefer 3 wide receivers plus Kelsey plus Mahomes. I would say the only time where that doesn't feel good. Also, I didn't want to say this out loud because I was afraid of getting sniped. To me, Debo, I'm not in love with Debo, but he has a second round ADP, and he's certainly a small tier break by ADP between Debo to like Devontae Smith, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf. And I like Devin Achane a lot, but I was fine daring the McCaffrey guy to take 2 running backs up top here. And I could have just taken wide receiver value next. But instead of going like Achane and then Debo goes here at the turn, probably tries to stack him with McCaffrey. And we get like Achane and then probably like DK Metcalf or DJ Moore, which is fine. But this just feels a little bit more rare to partner up Debo with Achane. And Achane's falling too. He is now a 3rd round ADP. I feel like I take him almost every draft. Also, yeah. Shout out everybody leaving a like. I get like notifications when we get a couple likes to flood in. Leave a like on the stream. It helps me out a ton. But yeah, I'm fine sacrificing the early receivers, but ideally I would have 3 wide receivers through 5 if I go Mahomes and Kelsey, and it's like a 0 RB room or 0 RB type setup. Got a different draft room. Nico Collins went 105. Probably, do people look? I'm all for getting weird, but you're getting way too. You've lost the plot if we're taking Nico Collins 105 because this is what people are doing. You're gonna see this in rooms, fellas. People are taking like Nico Collins 105. Then they'll take like Stephon Diggs. They're trying to set up the Houston Ravens game, where they're trying to pretty much start like their first 5 to 6 picks with like Nico Collins, like Stephon Diggs, Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews, like some combo of those guys. But when you're passing up on like Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Bijan and Brees for Nico Collins, like you're just putting yourself at such a crazy disadvantage that the advantage of having this unique like week 17 crazy mega stack, to me it gets offset. So I'm personally chilling on that. Hot day at work, and they're only getting hotter from here. Yeah, man. I might have to. I went down the Jersey Shore for Memorial Day weekend. I might have to go back down there before things really pick up in August here. What else we got? I feel like that's bad, Pete, because a lot of teams probably got him. Oh, yeah, dude. That's what I was just saying. Crazy Ambassador, yeah, that's going to be out probably Wednesday-ish. I will say, in the past, we've done a little skit at the beginning where, I don't know, it's been fun, but it also is now like I think it'd be like episode 7. I'm running out of ideas, and then also the running out of ideas then makes me procrastinate this video, and now it's June, and you don't have a Crazy Ambassador. So there's a good chance that the Crazy Ambassador video just doesn't have a fun intro, which is sad to say because I had fun doing them when we did them. You know, we started doing this like 2 years ago. But I'm running out of things. I'm running out of things to do at the intro. Yeah, Puka AJ Brown is sick. Do you think it's worth pushing Ayuk and Debo up with the Ayuk video today? Probably not. I don't think it's set in stone that he gets moved. And I'm curious your guys' thoughts. Like, the Ayuk destinations right now seem to be the Steelers and Washington, right? He's been talking with Jaden Daniels. I've been hearing about the Steelers. I guess nobody knows for certain, but I'm struggling to think of places that could trade for Ayuk and his price would go up. Like, I don't think the Steelers would really push him up. I don't think that I think Washington would actually push him down because of the rookie quarterback and Terry McLaurin on that roster. So I'm curious what you guys think. Like, if Ayuk got moved, I don't think that he would really get moved up. I think Debo would be the big winner. But even still, I don't know that you can draft for that outcome just yet. What else we got? Taking Debo with Ayuk, leaving. I mean, that wasn't the plan per se, but I'm fine to kind of fall backwards into that. So you could talk me into elite tight ends with Trey McBride. You know, I'm going to take Trey McBride, and I'm going to dare this guy to take a running back. And if he takes a running back here at the turn, I'm fine with like McLaurin, Hollywood Brown, whatever. But to me, that's the last elite tight end. I'd rather the positional advantage there. And we'll see what L Layup does here. Wow, so Chris is in the chat, and he has double elite tight ends here. You never seen say? Oh, so he took ETN. Okay, I was trying to test my luck there, but I'm fine with that. He takes Jaden Reed. So we have like Hollywood Brown to pick from. You could talk me into a running back, but probably not. It's like McLaurin, Hollywood Brown. I think the more I think about it, the more I like Hollywood Brown. I don't know if anybody else out there is also taking some Hollywood Brown. I also don't know why on all the sites he's changed his name from Marquise to Hollywood, but I don't mind it. I still do kind of believe that the only issue is that foot injury could really be something that just kind of zaps his athleticism, but we know he commands targets. We know he commands targets downfield. He could pretty much be like, he could have the MVS role, but then also have like a 25% target share and like 8 touchdowns, and that's really exciting. And he's probably going to run the most routes of any wide receiver on the Chiefs in week 1. You can't stop taking Stroud and Kelsey. I'm not as big a fan of Stroud, but that's really just because the rushing isn't there. Like, I take Richardson over him every time. What else we got? Pearsall's the big winner. I don't hate that. Rookie from San Francisco moves up. Yeah, Pearsall would be the biggest winner. He's late enough to be willing to take a shot on that outcome. Yeah, I agree. Ayuk to the Chargers would get a huge bump. Ayuk to the Chargers, or not a huge bump, because he's already a mid-second. But if he goes to the Chargers, I could see him being in this like London Marvin Harrison Jr. tier. That's probably the best. That's probably the best spot you could do. This was a tough 2v2 for me. I took McBride hoping I could push ETN past the turn. Maybe I should have taken ETN and dared him to take a tight end to steer away from wide receiver. But I don't know. I don't know what he was more likely to take between ETN and McBride. I feel like there was still a pretty good chance that, let's say I go ETN, he takes McBride, and then I end up with Hollywood Brown again. So I'd kind of rather the positional advantage at tight end since we already took Achane. But it did sting. Maybe he was getting a bit too cute. Because I do want to have, honestly, I want to have as much ETN as possible. I don't really know why he's seen as like a clear tier below a guy like Saquon and Kyron. I think that they all kind of have similar concerns. And I drafting him at like the 4 or 5 turn puts a lot of faith in Tank Bigsby. I don't know. And even if he gets some touches taken away, I just want pieces of this Jags offense. I think that they could bounce back in a big way. They've invested in the offensive line a little bit here. Etienne could score like 10 touchdowns. He has the efficiency where he can just like take things to the house and have huge spike weeks. So yeah, I'm an Etienne believer, even though I didn't just take him. What else? I usually don't do this. I feel like I touched on this earlier, Pionio. You got Pat Mahomes, 8 picks past ADP, and Stroud. Oh shit, Mahomes and Stroud on the same team. I mean, Stroud 22 picks past ADP. I think that's fine. To me, that's fine. If you have Mahomes, then you're staring down Stroud 22 picks past ADP. I'm more than fine. It doesn't feel good. It's not something I want to do in every draft where I go double elite quarterback, but I don't blame you for not being able to pass Stroud, 20 plus picks past ADP with Nico Collins. I think I've looked into it a little bit. It's tough because the sample is so small, but taking like 2 quarterbacks in the top like 7 rounds hasn't been a bad strategy per se. It's not like something you should do, but it's something that's viable is what I'm trying to say. My bad on that. I thought you were asking the same Kelsey Mahomes question, because no, I think like Mahomes, Kelsey, and then Lamar Andrews are 2 stacks I'm trying to get in, even if it costs me a little bit at wide receiver. Let's think. We have Rachaad White, 10 picks past his ADP. Nothing else on the board I really like a ton. Yeah, I'm going to go. I don't like Rachaad White at all. I'll be honest with you guys. But there's not really a better pick on the board. I'm getting him like around past his ADP. So to me, that's fine. So that makes me feel better about passing on ETN, is that we just got White past his ADP. I also hate to admit that I don't know all of the Week 17 matchups. By now, I usually do have that all memorized. Wow, he takes Kyler with no Arizona at all? Man, all right. So, I mean, I was hoping for Kyler to trade McBride, but that's all right, I suppose. Let's see. I'm not taking a lot of Ladd McConkey, man. But I'll take him here. He's my top-ranked guy, top guy in ADP. 7th round, I got to be honest, man. 7th round Ladd McConkey feels gross every time that I do it, but he's somebody that I do want to mix in. I've had a pretty big stand against Ladd McConkey in like Dynasty, and I don't take him a lot in redraft, but when he does get there in the 7th, and it's a pretty clear wide receiver pick, his case is pretty clear. Just lack of target competition. Herbert's great. I also don't buy you just can't build an offense out of Gus Edwards, man. I really don't buy. Like, if you asked me, I'm curious. Let me know, like, if you were to predict where the Chargers finish in pass attempts in the entire NFL, where would you say? I would say most people would have like bottom 5, bottom 10. It wouldn't shock me to see them in the late teens, like mid to late teens. I think is where they probably end up. And if that happens, Ladd McConkey probably benefits. Kirk before Amari Cooper's bold. I don't know that it's bold. You said Neighbors just went 4th in your DraftKings. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to kind of like compare and contrast. That's going to be a video that we'll do soon here. Maybe I'll do an early look on that, because we usually always do it in August, where we start comparing like ESPN ADP to Underdog ADP. But an early look might be interesting. I know that ESPN ADP and like Sleeper ADP will change a lot between now and then, but I think it would be interesting to look at. Do I like Jacobs this year? Not really, man. Not really. I don't mind Jacobs. It's tough. He was a different guy last year, where there was just no efficiency for him. Now, efficiency can always bounce back, but it's scary. Because it might not. And you also have Marshawn Lloyd in there. and you have LaFleur, who, historically speaking, even with Aaron Jones, who Aaron Jones is one of the best running backs, like, I don't think that's crazy to say. I would say Aaron Jones is one of the best running backs in the last 5 years, and he's had a hesitancy even with Aaron Jones to give him the full workload, even with, like, inferior running backs like A.J. Dillon. I guess Jamal Williams is okay, but even with Jamal Williams, it was like a headache. So it wouldn't shock me. I don't know. It's tough because you can make the case, okay, he got Josh Jacobs so he could have a main running back to give 20 touches per game to, but if Jacobs is inefficient and Lloyd has juice off the bench, it's tough. I mean, I guess it's all baked in, right? He went pick 53, but yeah, he's not somebody I'm crazy about taking. He to me, is a pretty clear dead zone profile. Now, in years past, that dead zone profile of Jacobs would be like a third-round pick, so now it's priced in. And that's kind of the issue with Underdog right now and just fantasy in general, is that most of these flaws and warts on these players are priced in. So it's tough for me to say that Josh Jacobs is a bad pick in the 5th round. Because in years past, he'd be like a 3rd-round pick. But he's still not someone I'm taking a ton of. If he falls past ADP and he's there in like the late 5th, and I'm like thinking between like Jacobs. Like if I don't have a running back and I'm thinking between like Jacobs, Calvin Ridley, Godwin area, then I'm fine just sort of taking a swing on Jacobs. He's someone I have a little bit of. I probably have like 5% Jacobs. Texted my brother real quick. I'm only doing this because my mom is down the shore, so there's responsibilities that have to get taken care of, including Winnie is eating dinner upstairs as we speak and then probably has to get taken out. You've been smashing Brian Thomas Jr. I don't mind the Brian Thomas Jr. call. I don't mind it. I have him and Ladd McConkey close. You said layup stole Rice right from under you. Thing is, 6th-round Rashee Rice isn't even like a fun value at that point, you know? I refuse to believe the Chargers are just going to lean away from throwing it a whole lot. Yeah, and Harbaugh gushes over Herbert. Like, he was part of the reason why he came to the Chargers. There's a cool clip from, I want to say it was right when like Harbaugh was debating if he was going to come to the NFL. Mike Greenberg, like Greeny, on ESPN, he was at a funeral with Harbaugh. And before Harbaugh was even mentioned for the Chargers job, he was gushing over Herbert. And it's like people just keep extrapolating the Greg Roman offenses, and it's like, sure, they ran the ball a ton, but his offenses had Lamar Jackson and Colin Kaepernick. So it's not apples to apples when we say, oh, let's apply the Greg Roman offense to a Justin Herbert offense, because Herbert's not going to, rush for 800 yards on the ground and 10 touchdowns. And that defense hasn't held up. Bosa's getting old. Kenneth Murray sucks. I don't really know much about the defensive side of the ball. All right, let's stack Dak to CeeDee Lamb. And who does Dallas? Dallas plays Philly, huh? So Dallas plays Philly. Just trying to think through some Week 17 stuff here. Dak plays Philly. We have the Chargers who play, I believe, New England. Just trying to think through what we're building out here. We have some San Fran. Yeah, we don't really have anything else going for us correlation-wise. Who does Dallas play Week 16? Because this is an interesting point that I believe Scott Connor brought up the other day, which I thought was an interesting idea. That Week 16 matters a lot in this contest because of how heavy it is. Like, you can't break even unless you make it to Week 17. So Week 16 should actually matter just as much, if not more, than Week 17, because you want to have the max amount of output in Week 16 to get you over the hump. So who does Dallas play? Tampa Bay. Okay, so that doesn't really do anything for us here. You could talk me into running back or something, but we already have 2 running backs. I don't love Connor or Mostert. So I'm just going to go Lockett. Like, Lockett's not a slam dunk home run pick by any means, but I believe like what Hayden Winks and people that have been doing the research this offseason are saying are like 5 wide receivers through 10 rounds is a good spot to be in. And I just hate the wide receivers that are here at like pick 119 next round. Like, we're going to be looking at, it'd be like Josh Palmer, Mike Williams. I don't mind A.D. Mitchell. I don't mind Dontavion Wicks. He's like sort of screaming up, but I don't know that they're tangibly better picks than like Xavier Legette, and Josh Downs like a round later. So I don't mind. I don't mind bending the knee for Lockett. I kind of think that Lockett, I know he's old and he's kind of a boring pick and he's not a sexy pick whatsoever, but I do find myself liking Lockett as like a piece of this new Ryan Grubbs offense. And I do think that I do like buying pieces of the Seahawks offense, I will admit. What do you think about Jaden Reed and Zamir White for Ayuk for a contending dynasty team? I'd probably take Ayuk's side there. You have too much Brian Thomas Jr.? Yeah, I've been drafting him too. GM, we got Bindles in here. What's up? Do you take a lot of Wicks? I actually do. He's one of my highest drafted receivers. So this is going to be an interesting 2v2 here because I'm curious what running backs we're going to have. Yeah, I mean, that's the issue for me is like I don't see Trey Benson and, like James Conner or Raheem Mostert as like much better picks than the guys we're going to have at this next turn. I guess I don't know if they're going to be there. But I have two guys that I like that might be there next round. So we'll kind of see what this 2v2 looks like. I also doubt that Wicks actually makes it back to us, if I'm being honest with you. You have the 106 and 109 in redraft from trades. Any recommendations? Not this far out, man. Why is Brock Bowers so cheap? Ass quarterback play is really the answer, I'm afraid. I mean, I've been drafting a lot of him. Since when has Rashid Shaheed been borderline top 100 ADP player? You tell me, man. And I like Rashid Shaheed myself. But I don't think I'd have taken him in the 9th round once ever. That's just a brutal spot to take him. And he's somebody that falls into the category of what we talked about. Yeah, so Wicks didn't make it back to us. He falls into the category that we were talking with Ryan Heath about in the offseason of big play merch. And that's something that I've fallen for in the past with a guy like Rashid Shaheed, where it's like we're doing the rookie wide receiver report, and he's popping in PFF grade, and he's popping in yards per out run. But the issue is that he's not popping in first downs per out run or target rate. So he's a big play guy, which is definitely cool for best ball, but he's not a touchdown guy. So like he'll have some spike weeks, but it's not going to be super impactful over an entire season. And he's never going to have he's never going to have a sizable role in that Saints offense as like the engine of the offense or one of the engines of the offense, getting first downs, commanding targets at a high rate. He's essentially he's kind of like a poor man's version of Robbie Anderson. I would be shocked if he ever got to a Robbie Anderson level where like 1 year on the Jets and then 1 year on the Panthers, he was like a top 25 wide receiver in fantasy. He would need a lot to go his way, and he'd have to really bump up his target share for that to happen, especially in an offense with like Derek Carr at quarterback. But I will say I am a little bit optimistic about what Kubiak could be. Damn, I wanted Javonte, man. I hate drafting with you guys sometimes. Damn. So we got locked out of running back there. Maybe we should have taken a third one before round 10. But the wide receivers here, like, we were going to be in a spot where we had to take, like, Cooks or Jacoby Myers. I guess you could take Cooks to stack to Dak. We're going to take Goddard. He's going to give us Week 17 correlation in that Dallas game. I know we already have McBride. It's like, man, you could have probably punted on tight end a little bit longer. But I don't mind Goddard there. We're going to have a lot of points at tight end. If McBride slips into our flex spot, that's not bad either. Yeah, I'm not crazy about Gus Edwards, man. I know that he's like, okay, we have Chargers, why not? I think if I was to go a certain direction, it'd be one of a couple directions here. So we don't have any Jacksonville really. All right, so we're gonna take Corum. Actually, we'll take a Blake Corum. He has Week 17 correlation to our Trey McBride stuff. We got nothing with him for Week 16. Okay, so I'm fine with that. Could we have played that better? I really wanted Javonte or Tyjae Spears or Chase Brown here. None of them made it. So the 2v2 in my head was Lockett and like Javonte, Spears, or Brown. But I guess in hindsight, I could have gone like James Conner and then taken Raheem Mostert. No, we already had Achane. So probably James Conner and then here Goddard and then here I guess Brandon Cooks just to stack to Dak Prescott, but that doesn't feel that great either. You'd be shocked, man. You'd be shocked. Even in a pot of 1 out of 6, Week 16 still should matter. Like I genuinely can't stress enough as somebody. The amount of semifinals I've made in best ball has scarred me, man. Like I had a Albatross team, which is a golf underdog team, that each round is a major. I had a team with Scotty, Bryson, Morikawa, Justin Thomas, who played good at the last major, not this current major. And I actually had 2 golf teams still alive that I was sweating on Sunday, and both of them finished second place in their pod, and we don't move on to the final. It is one of the most defeating things. It's happened to me, I think, like twice now in BBM, where you'd be so shocked. And even one of those golf pods, not that you can week 16 correlate in a golf best ball, but just to kind of put into perspective of like, you really need to be optimizing for that semifinal week because it is demoralizing not to make it to the final. Like, all the money is in the final. And a lot of times, especially in like BBM this year, there's good payouts just for making it to the final. Like, you don't even have to finish well. So I really do think, I don't know. We'll see how it happens, but you could convince me that week 16 correlation is more important than week 17 by a hair. Even in a 1 out of 6 pod in a Chihuahua. You said, what shore do you go to? Wildwood? No, I'm in North, like, Central Jersey in Morris County, so Wildwood's like a 3-hour drive. I haven't gone there since I think like high school. I love Wildwood, but it's a hike, man. Like, I want to say driving to Wildwood for me is like almost as far as driving to Boston. I do want to go back soon, but the issue again with that drive is that when I go down the shore, I usually go down to Point Pleasant, Belmar, Manasquan area, and I'll go for like 2 nights. If I was to make the 3-hour trek to Wildwood, it would be for like 4 or 5 nights. And I just haven't been able to block out that time. It's tough, you know, it's tough. In these best ball streets, I'm working in the summer, man. I can't take an entire week off to go to Wildwood. Maybe one day. What else? Someone has 1 quarterback, 5 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and 2 tight ends through 10 in my draft. Jeez, man. Let's see. You said, thoughts on Kendre Miller with the Kamara contract stuff. That's an interesting one. All right, we're going to take Herbert here. Okay, so Herbert falls into our lap. We have Lad McConkey. We'll take him next to Dak Prescott, and that'll work just fine for me. All right, so then after that, though. After that, I have a couple options. We have a couple of options after that. What's Layup going to do, man? It's been a mind game with him every single time on the turn. But yeah, I'm not crazy about Kendre Miller. It's still super early with the Kamara contract stuff. I don't really want to pay the premium on the uncertainty of the Kamara contract, but it's a fair question to ask. It's very weird. He's already getting paid like top 5 running back money. I don't know if he thinks that his play in like the last couple years has made it so he should get paid more. Like in this, like I think he's getting paid more than like Saquon and Jacobs deals Data Scott. And we're gonna go Daddle to stack with Dak Prescott. So I don't know. It's tough. I'm not a huge believer in Kendre. Kendre, like, I don't know. He didn't show us a lot last year. 3rd round pick at running back, but we've seen guys like this just sort of fade away. You know, like your Ty Davis Prices of the world. Trying to think. I don't know. Ty Davis Price would be kind of an example, but it doesn't really guarantee that they're going to pan out. Jamal Williams is still there. I don't know. I mean, he's so cheap right now that if you want to draft him, you can. I'm just not all that interested just yet. Did he get drafted? Am I an idiot? Like, where? He must have gotten picked already. Yeah, so he goes 12th round. I mean, it's tough, man. Like, I would take Jalen Wright over him. I would take Dowdle over him. You could talk me into Nick Chubb over him. I would definitely take Marshawn Lloyd over him. Marshawn Lloyd's like a re-roll in the same bet. But yeah, I guess you could talk me into the biggest reason to draft Kendre Miller right now is closing line value. He's a 12th round pick right now. And if this Kamara holdout stuff picks up and it's still a thing in August, Kendrick Miller could be like a 9th round pick. So I think that would probably be the biggest selling point for me, would be closing line value, but I'm just not crazy about it. Now, I get this question probably every stream. Ron, how important is really worrying about Week 17 bringbacks or just having to focus on stacking rather than, worrying about the Week 17 stuff? There's been a lot of really good research on it. You can go, Michael Leone did one recently where people that, draft Week 17 stacks generally do better. And then also, if you look at, I'm not familiar with the team from last year, but just thinking back to BBM 3 and BBM 2, when Liam Murphy won it, he had the Amon-Ra St. Brown, Rashad Penny, Seahawks versus Detroit game stack. Before that, you had the Carolina versus Tampa Bay, like Brady, Godwin. Was it Hubbard at that time? I'm not sure. You had that game stack on Karane's team. Almost every winner of Best Ball Mania in Week 17, you can point to their roster and you can find the game stack from Week 17. Now, is it correlation or causation, right? Is it just like, all the sharp guys are stacking for Week 17? Maybe it's just a coincidence. I would say probably not. So it's something that I have incorporated as well, because when I see Pat Karane, a guy who's won millions doing this, when I see Liam Murphy, a guy who's won, what did he win? I don't know. Maybe $1 million as well doing this, and they all preach Week 17 correlation, and they've been there, they've done that, they won the big contest, and they believe in it. I think it'd be foolish for me not to also believe in it. So that's kind of my stance on Week 17. It's something that I do. If I don't end up with Week 17 correlation on my team, I don't cry about it. It's not like the biggest thing in the world, but it's something that I'm consciously trying to do. Because if I do find myself in the big dance in Week 17, having a team in the final, I would love to have some correlation there to really have a shot at the big money up top. I wonder if I can find the BBM4 winners team right now. But again, it's something that I say every single time. Every single time I stream, I get asked the same question. And I know, let's see. And I know people have it on tap, of like, this is what happened. Here is the Week 17 stacks from his team. Let's see. How can I... trying to find the BBM4 winners. Oh, here it is. So let's look up the Week 17 schedule from last year. I'm gonna make this pick on the turn first, but I'm sure I'll be asked this question again. I don't know why I'm so familiar with Karane, and it's honestly because this guy didn't do content. I'm just gonna be straight up. That's why. But still, big respect. I mean, he won $3 million. All right. Let's make this pick first. So we're done at quarterback. We're done at tight end. We just need running back and wide receiver. We have Dallas, Chargers. We could get some New England in here. We could get some... Okay, we got some ideas here. Got some ideas. All right, so we're going to go Jaleel McLaughlin. Denver plays Chargers in Week 16, so we get a little bring back on our Chargers stack there. And let's see what happens at this turn. I got a couple ideas for this one as well. He takes Stafford. You could talk me into another running back. You could talk me into Dobbins with the Chargers. Dobbins kind of like the last Chargers running back that's draftable. Yeah, Gus, Kamani Vidal, and then Dobbins. Nah, I can't do it. I'm going to take Demario Douglas here. Demario Douglas, again, Week 15, round 15. I know that you can be like, well, Ron, you have CD, Debo. You have a pretty stacked wide receiver room. Why would you need Demario Douglas and boring guys like Lockett? I don't know. Sometimes you just need guys that get you through. But back to this discussion here. I believe I have the winning team pulled up here. I believe I do. It was a 3. Wow, it was a 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe this is the team. Could I be wrong? Nah, this is not. The winner emerged early on socials. For Reed, give us a sneak peek. Oh, okay. So this is the team. So let's see real quick. And this is not to cook Baby Dragon here. It's honestly just more of a so week 17, 2023. So what game stacks does he have in here? Does he have he does not have Jets, Cleveland. I know that was kind of like a common one. Oh yeah, so he has the Detroit Dallas game. So he has Amon-Ra, Lamb, Sam Laporta. I don't know if that game shot out. No, 2019, so that wasn't that crazy. He had Miami, no Baltimore. Did he have anything with Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh, Seattle? No. I don't know. Is there anything I'm missing here? He has some Miami stacks. He has some... No. He does have Miami. He has Green Bay. He had no Ravens bringbacks. Trying to look through. Do you have anything for Green Bay? Green Bay, Minnesota. Yes, we had Alexander Madison to the Green Bay receivers there. I think that's it. What about the Steelers? So, like he had Week 17 matchups that he was definitely cognizant of, is all I'm trying to say here. Anything else I'm missing? I don't know. I'm sure there's someone else that I'm missing as well. But, all right, back to the draft here. Now, we are at 35 likes. We did this last week. So honestly, just another week where I have time, and then also I do want to get as many bullets into this Chihuahua as possible. 3 rounds left. Let's get to 50 likes. 50 likes. We have 84 people in here right now. 50 likes should be easy. That's about half of you guys hitting the like button, and we'll hop into another one of these drafts. What else we got in here? We got Ferris in here. What's up? What else? I get same team stacks, but what's the logic with fantasy playoff correlations? All right, so I broke that down pretty well, I think. Sorry about the Javonte. No, it's all good, man. It's all good. Like making a good pick, making a good pick is a good thing. If I'm mad at the pick that you made, that's a good thing for you. I don't want you guys. I don't want you guys bending the knee to me in a draft lobby and saying no, you take the Javonte. What are your thoughts on trading for Ayuk and nice Superflex after that video he posted today? Should I try and buy low? I mean, if someone's selling low, sure. But I don't. To me, I don't know that it does anything. If you go to Donovan's and Seabright, I've heard about that. Yeah, exactly. CD versus St. Brown was like the big one. Also had Laporta in that game. It's just something that every winner has done, and it's proven with research. Michael Leone has a lot of good stuff on it. It's proven to be a good strategy. Again, there's a lot of people in here. I know that they're probably more of the casual side of things where maybe they just started playing best ball and they're side-eyeing and they're saying, does it really matter if I get Drake London and I put Brian Robinson on the other side? And the short answer to that is yes, it does matter. As preposterous as it seems, it does matter. And it's something that I believe is worth doing. Let's see. Man. I'm going to take Javon Baker as well. We'll get... I was debating it at first. I don't know what this team's going to end up being. I think this is going to be a 2-6-8-2. Again, we have that Dallas. Tampa Bay on the other side. Of course, we get sniped on McMillan. That's what I was kind of hoping for there. I doubt Bucky Irving is still around. He is definitely not. Let's see. So then we also have the Dallas. No, we just talked about Dallas. Then we also have the Chargers, Denver. It doesn't really help us either. Chargers, Dallas. Looking for Eagles. Eagles on the other side of Dallas. All right. So I think what's going to happen here is we're just going to take an uncorrelated. So I don't think that we have to correlate everything, as somebody else already pointed out. I keep taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire everywhere. It's going to be another. It's another year, another season of the Ron Stewart YouTube channel drafting Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the last 2 rounds of best ball drafts. It just is what it is. It is what it is. But it's where I'm at, man. But yeah, I have heard good things about Donovan's. I do want to get back down the shore probably a few times before August. That's kind of the goal, but I'm trying to chill out because, again, I went there for Memorial Day weekend and then I went there the week after, and we haven't had a video out since May. So I need to get back on my grind, get back to like probably 2 to 3 videos a week, and then I'll probably go back down the shore. Probably another like 2 times between now and August. You said Sean Tucker, JK. Sean Tucker is viable. He is. I'm not crazy about him, though. When is it worth to overpay for young generational assets like Marv, Neighbors, Rome, etc.? In what context? Dynasty, redraft? Also, fellas, we're at 48 likes. Give us 2 more likes to 50 likes, and I'll hop into this Chihuahua right this very second. Like, I'll do it right now. Because by the time it fills, we'll be good to go. But what else is going on, man? Feel free to ask questions. Let me know if I explain the Week 17 stuff well. I try, because it is something that a lot of people that are new to Underdog Fantasy, which, by the way, if you're new, use promo code RON. I have a link in the description. I have a link in the live chat right now. Click it. It'll take you to Underdog Fantasy. It'll use promo code RON. It'll match your first deposit up to $250. It'll be half of your deposit, plus a special pick'em line in the pick'em lobby. We have NBA on tonight. I do believe, I should probably check that out for you guys. I believe that there's going to be a special pick'em line in the pick'em lobby for the game tonight that I should be on top of this. Come on. This is kind of a bad look, I won't lie. Let's see. I literally have a calendar. There we go. I literally have a calendar that says what's going on. So what is it, June 17th? Yeah, of course it's Jay Tatum. Makes sense. Can I just... All right, we hit 50 likes. We're going to hop into this next one. I think in terms of what we're thinking for this last pick, you could talk me into 7 running backs. What do you guys think? 2772 or 2682? Kind of like a hero RB build with Achane here. Achane, Rashad White. You know, Achane, Rashad White, Corum. Like, it feels weak. It feels... I think I want to do a 2772. Like, you could talk me into a 2682. We have Ceedee. We have Debo. It's a tough call. Oh. Damn, I just doxed my my home screen and whatever file has probably popped up there. All right, let's see. 30 seconds to make the executive decision. I think it's going to be running back, man. Our RB3 is Blake Corum and Rico Dowdle. I think when I say that out loud, it's time to probably go elsewhere here. So Tampa Bay, Philly. I'm going to go Kenneth Gainwell, man. I really don't hate the Kenneth Gainwell pick. He seems like a decent like post type of guy. I'm trying to see, like, did Shipley go before him? Yeah, that's I like Shipley as much as the next guy, but if Kenneth Gainwell became like kind of this Eagles like pet player that we've seen before with your Boston Scotts of the world, where they just like end up in big games and scoring a lot of touchdowns, like if Kenneth Gainwell scored 2 touchdowns in week like 15, it wouldn't shock me in the slightest. Also, we just hopped into another Chihuahua waiting for, okay, so it's already full. These things are filling up like crazy. Again, it is the best contest for anyone out there that just trying to dip their toe in. It's June. You want to get some practice in for redraft, but you don't want to put $25 down. I'm telling you guys, $4 with $50,000 up top is a really fun format. Damn, and we already got, we're going to be next to Debo, who's in the chat, and we get a top 3 pick, which is also very fun. What else we got in here? What else we got? Nah. Come on, man. Come on. You guys got to chill with calling me Unk, bro. Come on. You can't be calling me Unk. Like, we can't just be hitting me with the Unk, man. But what else, man? What else? All right, if anybody's curious about I got the Tatum thing in here in a second. Let's make this pick first. I should run it past you guys. Man, you could talk me into Tyreek, you could talk me into Chase, you could talk me into Jefferson. I'll just do what ADP has, even though my ranks have a Jefferson, Tyreek, Chase. They're all literally interchangeable. So what was I about to say? I had something on the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah, like I said, I'm gonna revamp the basement down here. So I'm getting like new lights. We're getting a whole new desk. I have like a TV right here. Like this is pretty much like the couch behind me. Like we went to bars last weekend, and the couch behind me, my buddy like slept on it. Like this is a studio for recording, but it's also my basement. But I am trying to turn it more into like an office where I'm gonna get a new desk. We're getting some new lights. Sort of putting everything up against this wall. It's tough. You can't really see what I'm talking about here. But just making an easier workspace. Because like the reason why I know that you guys playfully give me shit, which is fine, for coming like late onto these, like, I say 6:30 and I hop on here at like 6:38. Because I have to move things around just to record down here, which is annoying. Like, I hate having that barrier to entry of like, I need to move shit around so I can record. I'd love to be able to I'm working all day, and then I turn the camera on, and I press a button, and I record. But instead, I'm like, I have to get lights set up, and I have to like move my desk around and get, So that's what we're doing. We're going to get everything revamped down here. And I think I'm going to get a new PC. There was a long-winded way of asking you guys about this new PC that my brother built for me. Pretty much, I want a supercomputer. I want something that I can stream whatever the hell I want on here. It goes super fast. So I want to send you guys a link to the PC I'm probably going to get, and then I want your guys' take on if it's a good PC. That was my long-winded way of saying that. But nothing too crazy at the top here. I think this is pretty much like literally what ADP is. Yeah, Jefferson, Chase, Amon-Ra, Bijan, Breece, AJ Brown. This has been ADP through the entire first round here. So nothing really to comment on. Hit him with the cuh. Shout out Chris Move. Come on, cuh. Nobody clipped that. Who's your most drafted player so far? I'll show you guys. It's not like you guys are going to really be missing out on much. So I only have 45 drafts done so far. You guys remember, I maxed out 153 pre-draft. I've sort of taken my time since then. My most drafted player, I think, is Rome Odunze. It's tied. It's a three-way tie between Rome Odunze, Antonio Gibson, and Pat Freiermuth. Some close seconds here of Trey Benson, Jalen Wright, Waddle, Tyjae Spears, Wicks. So yeah, I have 21. I was a little bit down that I didn't get ETN in that last draft. We have plenty of ETN currently, so that's where we're at. You can see I'm on slow drafts for the Poodle. If the Chihuahua wasn't fast drafts only, I would have like 20 slow drafts of the Chihuahua going as well. Anything else weird? No, nothing. Like pretty much straight ADP the first round, pretty much straight ADP since then still. Nothing crazy is happening here. Keon or Brian Thomas Jr. on a team that already has Kirk? Probably Keon Coleman. It's close though. My biggest issue is you guys know I love Keon Coleman. I drafted him a ton in Dynasty. I have some concerns with him for redraft. I don't know how his game's going to translate in year one. I do think that there is some pretty big like Treylon Burks type downside. Where for me, like the issue with Keon Coleman is that we were getting him in the second round of rookie drafts, but now in redraft you're going to have to take him next to a guy like Brian Thomas Jr., which to me, I like the RS grades, right? My prospect model had Brian Thomas Jr. as an elite and Keon Coleman as a gold. So it's tough. When we're talking about like similar graded or similar ADP players, and one of them is a better prospect. I probably like Brian Thomas Jr. better in a vacuum. But with Kirk already, let me take that answer back. Actually give me Brian Thomas Jr. That's my bad. That was a weird roundabout way to answer that. Damn, so now we're in a weird spot where we have Tyreek Hill already. Do we just sort of stack him with Waddle here? It's not a stack I love doing, where you take 2 wide receivers from the same offense in the first 2 rounds, but maybe they're the guys you need. And we've seen in the past as well. Like, I think Waddle's highest scoring game ever came in a game where Tyreek Hill also had a pretty crazy game. It's not the end of the world. Do you hear they have pineapple Pepsi at Little Caesars? It's only at those restaurants. No, I'm not familiar with the game of Little Caesars now. Wow. So, all right, we're just going to... I'm curious what you guys think about this, because I'm not in love with doing this. We're just going to take, Tyreek Hill, Waddle, and Devin Achane and just go full-on Miami. But these are, now I kind of do wish in hindsight I took Jefferson here, which is like my highest-rated guy, because now it feels like this is too much Miami. But I don't mind it. Maybe Miami is the best offense in football. Really the biggest issue with Miami, and it happens every year, is that when the weather gets cold, they shrink. The issue is, you said drop the PC link. I'm going to. The issue is I'm asking my brother for, we made it on a website. It's not PC parts, but it's like something like that. I think I have the link on my upstairs laptop. Damn, doxed myself again here. Did I write it down here? No, the issue is it's on my upstairs laptop. No, it's not PC Part Picker. It's a site like PC Part Picker. What was it? I just texted him. He hasn't responded. It's something like that. Like, what do we think? It's not that. Ooh, this might be it. I think it might be NZXT. Let's see. I'm going to put my face on the screen just for a split second here. No. Hold on. We're getting there. I'll show you guys the draft in a second. Damn it. Is this not it? All right. I don't know. I'm going to need... the issue is it's on my upstairs laptop. Damn it. A bit of a tease. But I don't know. It looked like a good computer. He's a PC guy. Like, he games on his PC and stuff, and he pretty much built me a supercomputer is what he was saying. Maybe it wasn't even NZXT, man. I might be an idiot. Let's see. It's not Newegg, not NZ. I think it is NZXT. Could it be? Could it be Builder Redux? No, it's not. All right, I'll figure it out later. That's my bad. That's a tease. That's my bad because I have the link saved on my upstairs laptop. All right, so let's actually get back to talking about this draft here. So we took Achane, 3 straight Miami players. I'm kind of curious what you guys think about the 3 straight Miami players. I'm not crazy about it, but to me that's a value on Waddle, value on Achane. If I could go back in time and make the Hill pick like Jefferson or Chase, I probably would. And nothing wild has happened in this draft, man. I'm trying to look through like Ayuk, Debo. I mean, that's where Saquon goes. Debo can't stop taking Malik Neighbors, but pick 23 Malik Neighbors to me is just fine. Achane, Laporta, Kyron, DJ Moore, Pittman, Diggs, Tank Dell, Kupp, Josh Allen, Flowers, Pickens. Yes, this is a wide receiver heavy room, man. I got to be honest with you guys. I know that Pickens is on this thumbnail, and I'm coming around on Pickens, dude, but God, 401 Pickens feels gross, man. It feels gross. Like, that's so early for Pickens, man. Like, I'm trying to, like, I can't, man. I would take Hurts. I would take Higgins. I would take ETN over him. Probably Lamar, McBride, Mahomes, and then I would start thinking about Pickens. And this is no slight to Evan FFB. I don't know if he's in this stream or anything, but to me, this is brutal. Like, this is the issue I have with Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, I don't mind Marvin Harrison Jr. if you go, like, if he's not your wide receiver 1. Let's say you go Puka, then Marv, okay, fine. But when Marvin Harrison Jr. is a wide receiver 1, and then it's flat, like, you took 3 wide receivers through your first 4 rounds, and not a single one of these guys do I feel good about finishing as, like, a top 5 receiver, you know? Like, I don't think that this is, like, this doesn't feel, like, again, even though you started 3 of your first 4 picks with wide receivers, this does not feel like a strong wide receiver team. I don't know if that's crazy to say. But that's just the vibes I get. Now we have a falling Jalen Hurts. We have 3 quarterbacks we're kind of looking at here. We'll take another Trey McBride. I'm fine taking McBride there. The thought process is Hurts, Lamar, Mahomes are all elite quarterbacks. I don't have a Philly stack to even really set up to Jalen Hurts, so I'm fine just getting the positional advantage at tight end. And I'm fine taking whatever of these quarterbacks get left over if need be. That's kind of my thought process. Because if I took Hurts here, McBride probably goes where Derek just took Kincaid. Then, you're looking at, Jacobs if you want it. I'm not crazy about that. In a perfect world, I want 3 wide receivers through 5 rounds, but when you get locked out like this, I'm not crazy about early 5th, McLaurin, Hollywood Brown, Keenan Allen, Jaden Reed. So I'm just going to take an unstacked Lamar, and this will be our start, which I'm kind of fine with. Like, you could talk me into McLaurin, Hollywood Brown, but, like, it's just not... It doesn't feel good. I don't know. Early 5th, this stretch of receivers in the early 5th just doesn't feel good to me. I know it's not that simple, but that's where I'm at. And we started 2 wide receivers up top. We can make up for that later. I think we'll be all right. Do another draft after this one? No, this is it. Okay, so I'm an idiot. It's actually okay. So this is what. Okay, so we built the PC on BR, or not built it. I don't know what you want to call it. On BR Paradox. All right, so that's my bad. I screwed that up. All right. Can I send this in chat is the question of the day. It's not still in my cart, man? Come on. Damn it, dude. Yeah, no, I have a link to the PC that we're probably gonna order, but it's upstairs. Damn, it's not just. I could have sworn I left it in my cart. But yeah, it's Paradox Customs. I don't know if that's. I'm curious to know if that's like a reputable PC website. But what else, man? What else? We got like 8 of you guys in here. I feel like the chat's pretty quiet today. Not that I'm really offering you guys a bunch. But what else? We got McLaurin, Keenan Allen. I'm not crazy about that. Again, I'm not crazy about this wide receiver area. You got Cook. Yeah, like if I can draft Lamar Jackson in the same round that Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud are going, and that's no slight to Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud, to me that's a great value every time. You love Team 2 so far. Yeah, Team 2 is solid. I'm surprised, Derek, I'm surprised that you pushed Hurts past the turn with Devontae Smith in round 3. How did you know that this guy wasn't going to go Mahomes? Or that he wasn't going to go Hurts? What, Adam Schefter, new tweet? What do we got? Brendan Ayuk told Jaden Daniels that the 49ers don't want me back. Huh. I do think that's a good shout from whoever said that earlier. Him going to the Chargers would be one of the best case scenarios for all parties involved. All of my Chargers bags through the roof. You would get Ayuk would get a small bump. Debo would get a bump. Like I think the Chargers, it'd now be much more clear that they're trying to pass the ball. You said when in doubt and unstacked, Lamar is always a safe bet. Oh, we got Riley Bush in here. What's up? You said these rooms are turning me into a reluctant RB bro this year. Yeah, no, I agree. It's really weird, man. I'm gonna be very curious to see what home leagues look like. Because the issue in here is it's like you can really hold out on running back and you're going to get good values later. All right, thank God. I've been loving, fellas. Chris Godwin is a smash this year. Like, Chris Godwin is one of my favorite clicks on the board, period. Let's see. We do need a contingency plan for after that pick, though. So right now, we're really building a lot of Miami. We're building a lot of Baltimore. Miami plays in week 16 and 17, San Fran and Cleveland. Well, that does nothing for me. We also have Baltimore, which plays Pittsburgh and Houston. That does nothing for us either. All right, so this is just best player on the board in my eyes. This is going to be another Ladd McConkey. This is going to be another Ladd McConkey for me, man. I think that he's probably the best pick on the board at this spot. Again, I'm not crazy about Ladd McConkey, but 7th round, roughly 6 picks past his ADP. I'm fine with it. What else we got? If he took Hurts, I can always take Dak later. That's fair. It was worth it to get Kincaid, the only tight end in that range. But you're saying if I didn't take McBride, you would have taken Hurts and then you would have taken Hurts and then one of the 2 tight ends at that next pick. It's very interesting. I think I played that about as well as I could have. Any late round RBs you're targeting right now other than CEH? Depends what you consider to be late round. Depends what you consider to be late round. Should I pull up my exposures again? No. But I do find myself, like, we're talking outside the top, like, let's say outside of the top, like, 120 picks. I like Dowdle, Marshawn Lloyd. I love Jalen Wright. I love Antonio Gibson. I think Ray Davis is somewhat appealing. I think Bucky Irving is somewhat appealing. Braylon Allen I've mixed in more. I think Elijah Mitchell, like, that would be the one that I circle in red, exclamation point 14 times. Elijah Mitchell to me is one of the best picks on the board. Just because, again, like, McCaffrey's getting old, and I know that they drafted Isaiah Guerrero, but Guerrendo's kind of this, like, raw project combine warrior that I think just because of what we've seen from Elijah Mitchell in the past, Elijah Mitchell has first dibs to be the bell cow in any game that McCaffrey misses. And he has the added out of, the Niners now have Jordan Mason, they have Isaiah Guerrero, and if they feel good about those two, they can always trade Elijah Mitchell to a Chargers, to a Dallas Cowboys, to a Houston Texans. So I think he has trade outs. I think he has great contingency value, and he's on one of the best offenses in football as a clear handcuff, and you can get him after your Braylon Allens and your Roshan Johnsons of the world. And to me, that makes no sense. So that's how I'll wax poetic about Elijah Mitchell there. And yeah, I've just been loving Godwin. I think we talked about him. I talked about him in a Dynasty video semi-recently. I don't know why I was talking about it. Maybe someone skyrocketing up my rankings. I'm not sure. But the thought process is him and Evans are going to have a similar target share. Evans is now, like, they were both 6, 7 round picks, and now Evans is like a 2nd round pick, and you can still get Godwin, who's probably going to project pretty similar to Evans in the 6th round. And to me, that's a slam dunk. Godwin's younger than a lot of, Godwin's only 3 months, no, he's 4 months older than Deontay Johnson, which is crazy to think about. They have a new offensive coordinator who wants to put Godwin back in the slot. Every time that Godwin has played in the slot have been his best fantasy football years. So I'm very excited about Godwin. I think that he still can play. I think that he's still good. I want to say that in 2022, he had an injury that he was coming back from in 2023. So we're going to have a clean slate of health. Again, he's still in the prime of his career. He's going to be moved back to the slot. So Godwin is someone I'm all over right now. Pretty much trying to draft him wherever I can. Let's see. Man, I keep forgetting that one. So Miami plays Cleveland in week 17, which just that's brutal. Cleveland and San Fran. That does nothing for me in this range. And then we also have the Lamar stuff of Baltimore, Houston, which does nothing for me in this range either. We have to think about kind of what's going to happen on the turn here. Let's do... We'll do DeAndre Swift. I'm not crazy about it. You could talk me into Swift or Warren there. I think that they're both fine picks. So there goes Warren. Good pick. There goes Bowers. There goes Dobbs. And people seem to not like Tyler Lockett this year, huh? I'm going to take him again. I'm going to be honest, quietly. Quietly, I took Swift to get Week 17 correlation to Lockett and then take him here, if I'm just going to be completely transparent. I don't mind Lockett, man. I really don't. Again, I think that he can be fine. Our wide receiver room is pretty strong, but again, I kind of hate the round 10 receivers, especially in this range again. It's a bit of a bummer that we kind of have the same exact draft slot as our last draft. Lad feels weird this year, but in the seventh, but the path to relevancy is clear as day. Yeah, I agree. He's like not he's not priced in a crazy way. I don't know why I said a jumble of words there. Why do you always take the highest ADP instead of the best player on the board? I really like closing line value, and it's a thing of humanity. I know that my ranks aren't 100% correct, and it's a game theory thing as well, where I probably had, I don't know, it depends. It's like my 85th player versus my 86th ranked player. I don't have enough conviction to be like, this is 100% correct. So if like I have players back to back in my rankings are like within 3 spots of each other, but one of them is 10 spots higher in ADP, I'd rather just take the guy 10 spots higher in ADP and kind of stack up that value, if that makes sense. What else? Yeah, you said Elijah Mitchell, Eric Gray. I don't mind the Eric Gray shout. I probably like Tracy better than Gray. I do like the Braylon Allen shout. Dylan Lauby's fun. Estime's fun. I like Jaleel McLaughlin as well. There's valid concerns that Jaleel McLaughlin will never have, like, you know, if Javonte was to go down, I don't think that Jaleel McLaughlin would ever, take on like 20 plus touches or something. Thoughts on Marshawn Lloyd? I'm a Packers fan, and I just don't know how much they'll use him. However, if he can pass block, he will see the field a lot, as Jacobs and Dillon aren't the best at it. To me, I think A.J. Dillon we saw last year is complete dust. And again, I know that Jacobs didn't have the best offensive line in the world last year. I get that there's valid reasons why he didn't produce, but there's always a concern that his efficiency won't bounce back. And if his efficiency doesn't bounce back, we're talking about a very mid running back on an offense with LaFleur, who has historically never had a bell cow running back. I just don't know that Josh Jacobs is good enough to change that. And Marshawn Lloyd can do a little bit of everything, where he's kind of the perfect, like this new archetype we're seeing of like your Pollard, your Jalen Warren, of guys that have a ton of juice, aren't going to be the lead back in an offense, but are going to command enough volume to be a thorn in the side of Jacobs. And if Jacobs would ever go down, Marshawn Lloyd would be like a top 12 to 15 play in that given week. He has a ton of juice. He's going to be kind of like the lightning to the thunder of Jacobs, where he has a lot of speed. He breaks off big plays. He's like his big thing was like super explosive running back. He plays in all 3 phases. Again, I don't think that he's going to beat out Jacobs, but I think that he's going to, Jacobs is pretty used to like a 75% opportunity share. I think we could see Lloyd make it more like a 60-40 by the end of the year, have contingent upside, be like kind of the pass-catching running back of the 3 in that backfield. And on an offense in Green Bay, where LaFleur, historically speaking, every single year, LaFleur pumps out a really good offense. So I just want pieces. It's kind of what it comes down to. LaFleur always has a good offense. So we have Javonte to pick from. We have Tyjae Spears to pick from. To me, Javonte and Spears are really close back to back here. We'll take Javonte. I've been liking the steam on him recently, where we had some concerns where Jaleel McLaughlin got a lot of buzz, and like there's maybe some talks of like Javonte getting traded or not on the team anymore. But then we had a soundbite from Sean Payton very recently talking about the ACL repair, and that Sean Payton even himself, which is huge, that Ben Gretsch pointed out, Sean Payton himself is aware of Javonte and the ACL recovery usually taking about 2 years to be back to normal. And he kind of pointed that out of like, okay, now we can kind of expect the Javonte that we were sold, which is really interesting. Their, estimate is in that backfield, but he was drafted like the 5th round. And if Javante's the bell cow in a Sean Payton offense, second year off the ACL, you're getting him in the 10th round. He's still relatively young. There's a lot to like, man. I mean, pick 118 for Javonte is pretty cheap, man. It's pretty cheap. All right, now we're going to take Tua because there's not really any reason to play any games with that. We already kind of made our bed with Tua when we took Tyreek and Waddle, and then also Achane. Now we have our Miami stuff. If you're curious about what the team looks like so far, fellas, we have Tyreek, Waddle, Achane, Trey McBride, Lamar Jackson, Godwin, Ladd McConkey, DeAndre Swift, Tyler Lockett, Javonte, and Tua. That's what we're looking at here. Yeah, I agree. I love Blake Watson too. I'm not sure he gets on the field in year one. We shall see, though. Thoughts on the Lions this season? I like the Lions. I'd say that they're all priced appropriately, though. Like, you're not getting any values on Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Goff. Like, they did so well last year. But I think they're still going to be good. Also, I don't know who's picking at number 10, but Wet Like I'm Book, great name. Bravo, brother. Here's the next question. Probably going to order dinner. What should we get, man? What should we get? Is it a Chipotle night? Is it Chinese food? Again, my mom's down the shore. So she gave me and my brother... By the way, fellas, I'm literally a child. I'm 23 years old. My mom is gone for the next 3 to 4 days. We have a little bit of an allowance to spend on dinner because, I don't know, I'm streaming here. I don't have time to go make dinner. My brother's not making dinner. So what are we thinking? I'm going to order dinner tonight. Maybe I'll make something tomorrow. Chinese food, Chipotle, Wingstop. Just looking through my DoorDash selection here. Do I want something healthy? Do I want to be a gremlin? Cramming up your cramhola floor? The hell does that mean? I'm huge on Tyjae this year. I think he's better than Pollard, and at the very least, I think they'll 50-50 split. I do like Tyjae Spears myself. Dodgeball's an incredible movie. I can't say that I've seen it. That's a bad one to admit. But refer to my previous statement of that I'm 23. But I guess Dodgeball came out in my lifetime, I think. That's the one with Ben Stiller, right? And Will Ferrell. In your opinion, you think Ayuk is worth the money he's asking for? Probably. He's a really, really damn good receiver, man. What's the most rookies you think you would draft on Underdog? How many is too many? There's 18 roster spots. I would say 10 is the tipping point for me. Pizza. Here's the thing. I hate to say this out loud. I do not eat gluten. That's something about me that I don't share a ton. Chinese food just to get a ton of food. I like that idea. You're saying Wingstop. Wingstop is good, man. What do we think? So I think those are the options. I think it's Chinese, Wingstop, Chipotle are probably our main options. I had Jersey Mike's very recently. I know someone else said Jersey Mike's. I do like Jersey Mike's, and they're also so expensive, man. God. Wow, so we have Ezekiel Elliott like way past his ADP. I'm sorry, Derek. I know that Derek's going to want the Dallas stack. But Zeke, this far past his ADP, I probably can't turn down is the issue there. All right, so that's what we'll do. Just need running back, wide receiver, tight ends now. Trying to think of how we navigate this right now. I don't hate the idea of taking Jalen Wright with Achane, even just because we have so much of them already. But it's probably not the best idea in the world. Could talk me into wide receiver here. Chargers, Atlanta, Washington. None of that really does anything for us. Ricky Pearsall is gone, huh? Yeah, Pearsall is gone. I would have liked Pearsall. Let's see, I'm trying to look through more. So, again, we have Baltimore and Miami. It's kind of like our main shit here. Baltimore, Miami. Baltimore plays Pittsburgh in Week 16. Miami plays... So, Cleveland, San Fran... Houston, Pitt is kind of what we're thinking through here. I don't even really like Roman. I like Roman Wilson, the prospect, but Roman Wilson, the fantasy pick is pretty brutal. I'm just going to take, I'll just take the best value on the board, and we'll just take Jahan Dotson. You could talk me into Jalen Wright. It's probably too much Miami to go Jalen Wright here. I think that's too much Miami. I do. So we're going to go with Jahan Dotson. I don't really like Jahan Dotson, but he's my highest rated receiver left on the board. We got him, around past his ADP. All right, yeah. That's what we're down to. We're down to those three. I sent it my brother's way. Maybe I will put a poll in the chat. I know Derek just said I should. It's like, man, Chinese food is good because they give you a ton of food, but I am also trying to eat healthy. So what's the team looking like kind of late? All right, so we took Tyreek and Waddle and then Achane. We went 3 straight Miami players, which is something that I don't do ever really. It's just kind of the way that this draft fell, and I'm fine to have this like weird, unique Miami onslaught here. Then we took McBride, Lamar Jackson, Godwin, McConkey. We took Swift. We took Tyler Lockett. We took Javonte Williams, Tua. So we stacked Tua to our Miami players, Ezekiel Elliott, and then Jahan Dotson there at the turn. Yeah, I'm going to put the poll in the chat. Chicken salad then? Maybe. We got James in here. What's up, James? We got Andy B. Roman Wilson runs a 4-3-8 and prop solidified in the slot. 1 slant to the house is all it takes. You know what? I don't hate that idea. I don't hate that call. What's your favorite food or go-to meal? Probably Chipotle. Probably Chipotle, but I am starting to get sick of it. I like Chipotle as a lunch meal. As a dinner, I don't love it. Let's see. So we have Baltimore. Damn. All right. I was debating taking Rashad Bateman at that Jahan Dotson pick, but I was like, man, I'm not trying to reach 15 picks on Rashad Bateman. I guess someone took him. Someone also reached on him. So let's see. We have Ben Sinnott, who I do like. We have Bucky Irving. Ben Sinnott, Bucky Irving, Wan'Dale Robinson. We're going to go with another Demario Douglas. I can't stop taking Demario Douglas, man. I can't. I ain't never going to stop. Nah, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Wingstop 90% skin, 10% meat. That's crazy, bro. That just is not true. I'm trying to think through our correlation here. I got nothing, dude. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Houston. I got nothing there. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Houston. Nothing. We're going to reach here on Elijah Mitchell is what I've decided. Elijah Mitchell's too good of a pick. And San Fran plays Miami in Week 16. So I'm drafting for the outcome there that McCaffrey's down. Week 16, they trot out Elijah Mitchell. He goes off for 20 points. On the other side, we have Tyreek Hill and Tua dueling it out. I don't know that there's anything... Man, that should have maybe been an Isaiah Likely pick, huh? Let's see what makes it back to us. Pete wanted Bucky Irving? I don't know, man. Wings are wings. I agree. But I honestly, I like Wingstop because I just think that they pack on the meat, to be honest. Damn, polls tied between Chinese and Wingstop. Man. Sadly, think it might be Chinese. Might be a Chinese kind of night. I think it's just feel good, you know. First night, the mother away. Why not get a nice Chinese order? There'll be some leftovers tomorrow in case my little brother wants lunch. How long does it usually take until they add you to the Underdog Cardio Club? I think once you fill out like the Google form or whatever, I think like pretty much within a week. How do you feel about the portion size outright people recording? I think that's so whack, bro. If you pull up to Chipotle and you whip out your camera and start filming the poor guy who's making like damn near minimum wage, you just lack complete empathy for other human beings. Is kind of that's how I would phrase it, man. Shoving the camera in someone's face to make sure that they give you the correct portions. A lot of these guys are not even saying please or thank you. Just brutal stuff, man. What people don't realize is that they're idiots. You do not want standardized portions at Chipotle because they're just going to short all of us. I at least like the mixed bag of, you know, sometimes it's like, man, you can put one more scoop of, you can give me one more little scoop of chicken in there, but sometimes they bless you. But if it was just standardized across the board, you would be upset more than happy with their orders. And then like filming someone that's like not with like out there. I know that like technically you don't need their permission, but like filming someone without their permission, it's just insane, man. And something about me, dude, is I used to work at a movie theater. And part of the reason why I've, taken the route to, be a business owner and just kind of work for myself is I'm the worst with that, dude. If someone pulled up to a Chipotle and put a camera in front of my face, like, I'm giving you the worst portions of all time. And I'm going to look you dead in the eyes and just say, yeah, man, I do not care. Like, if you're going to send it to my superior, all right, I'm 18 in high school. If I get fired from Chipotle, I'd prefer it, honestly. So that's my take, I guess. Damn, so we missed out on Isaiah Likely. That was kind of dumb of me. We'll probably take Jonnu Smith. Just to get a tad bit more Miami. We have Cleveland on the other side that we have to start thinking about a little bit. Maybe I'll go Deontay Foreman. So you have Cleveland on the other side of that game. We have like no Baltimore, Houston at all. Our last pick will probably be Baltimore. So give me Jonnu. I'm fine with that. When are we going to see you on Best Ball Breakfast again? You and Pete are a very fun watch. I've told Pete in the past, dude, I love filming with Pete. Anytime that Pete asks me to go on any of his shows between Ship Chasing, Best Ball Breakfast, whatever, I clear my schedule for Pete because I genuinely do think that he's one of the best in the business in terms of talking on the mic, making a fun environment to record in. He's a funny guy as well. We'll go Deontay Foreman. I'm not crazy about Deontay Foreman, but he's on the Browns. Get some Week 17 correlation there. And then pretty much this last pick is just going to be a Ravens player of some kind. It's going to be a wide receiver, running back. I really do not know. It'll be a Ravens player of some kind. But yeah, I love Pete. We were just on it, last week or the week before that. So probably not soon, but I don't know. Honestly, whatever Pete wants to have me on, man. If Pete wanted to book me as an every week guest, I would literally say yes. But I don't think he would, and I don't really think that he should either. I think that Sean and Crane as the weekly guest, and then a free spot for whatever he wants to do is great as well. Love that take on F those people. Yeah, it's just, shoving cameras in anybody's faces, especially when they're, working. These people they're not making good money to scoop out chicken for you at lunch, man. What's the Underdog Cardio Club? It's something, it's tough because I think that it's pretty much, if you're not in it at this point, it's a little bit late. But the idea is when you draft your Best Ball Mania teams, you do cardio as well, whether that's, running, hiking, you're in the gym on the treadmill, whatever. And you document them to Underdog, and they give you perks for being in the Underdog Cardio Club. It's just a cool way to kind of promote getting your calories in, getting your steps in, while also drafting fantasy teams. And so, as somebody who, in my entire life, peak of my physical prowess, I was on the basketball team, I was on the lacrosse team, I played sports. Never could I break a 7-minute mile. I've never been a long-distance runner guy. I've never been a big cardio guy, and I've hated it. But hopping on the treadmill or hopping on the bike and doing a draft in the background, as crazy as it is to say, makes it considerably more tolerable, is how I would put it. It's much more tolerable doing cardio while also drafting, because it just takes your mind off of the cardio itself and it gives you kind of a goal to go towards. So just a good way to kind of promote overall health within the best ball community. You get a bunch of cool, you get merch for it. They give you some free entries in the puppy as well. You get a bunch of perks for being in it. Something that I know Overzet's been big on. I've been in it the last 3 years. It's just something that's pretty fun. The frat bros are extra. Yeah, I can't stand it, man. How confident are you in Bryce Young moving forward? Not really, man. Not really. How confident am I in Bryce Young moving forward? Not really at all. I'm trying to think, man. I don't know. Maybe he'll have a Jared Goff type bounce back where his first year absolutely blew. And now, they invest in Deontay Johnson. They draft Xavier Legette. They bring in David Canales. There's reasons to buy in. My biggest issue is just the lack of tools. if Bryce Young looked like Anthony Richardson, if he looked like Josh Allen, if he looked like Trey Lance, if he looked like one of these big body, big armed, big frame type of guys, I could buy into the upside. But it's like his ceiling to me right now is like kind of an Alex Smith, Jared Goff, like game manager, Tua type of guy. And that's just not all that sexy in fantasy football. Just because, again, I don't know that he has the tools to ever like be in an MVP conversation. He doesn't have a ton of arm strength. He's not going to scramble for 800 yards and 8 touchdowns in a season. So he's Kyler's size, but without Kyler's, crazy scrambling start-stop mobility. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know what you win when you win, but I will say, like, in these underdog drafts, like 16th round Bryce Young, and if I already have Xavier Legette or, I'm falling ass backwards, that's fine. But the idea of, like, trading for him in Dynasty or, like, giving up meaningful assets to, like, believe in Bryce Young, I don't have all the confidence in the world. But in, like, the 16th round, he doesn't have to be Superman to pay off, is kind of how I would justify it. So let's think. We already have 6 running backs. Our 6 running backs are Achane, Swift, Javonte, Zeke, Elijah Mitchell, Deonta Foreman. I think we can get away with a 2-6-8-2 here. So we're going to go with the wide receiver as our last pick. Probably Devontae Walker. I'm not really crazy about Devontae Walker, but why not, But yeah, that's going to do it for us today. I think, that's our 18th round pick. I think in the future, I might start kind of not like Best Ball Breakfast. I love Pete. He does like one by himself and then he starts having guests on. I might, we'll see. We'll see. There's a decent chance that I start doing it where on Mondays I do a draft and I have a guest on to do a second draft. We'll see. I know that you guys sometimes hate when I have a guest on because I don't talk to the chat a ton, but also it's early. And it's not like we have like, in August we'll have like 300 people in the chat, and there'll be a lot that is happening. I don't mind the entertainment of, bringing on a Corain or Liam Murphy and guys who know what they're talking about and kind of absorb their information. So we'll see. Starting like maybe as early as next week, we'll start having guests on for these streams. Again, expect real videos. We're going to have a Crazy Ambassador video this week, which is going to be very fun, and I'll kind of fill you guys in on what's been happening with that team. Honestly, a really gut-wrenching end to the season. I honestly thought I was going to win the championship. I'm not going to spoil anything, but no, we did not win the championship. We got damn close, though. If I may ask, who was the guy in the Crazy Ambassador photo? James, you're showing your age here. You're showing your age. I love you, but that is George Costanza from Seinfeld, which is a show. The lore behind it's not really lore. I just like George Costanza, and he's kind of a funny guy to have as an anonymous photo on Sleeper. Live dead center of Montana. Jeez, dude. Jeez, man. So you've been driving to Wyoming? Oh, my God, bro. Entering 100 slows and then driving back? Oh, my God. You guys exercise while drafting. My home league, we draft while doing teppanyaki. I don't even know what teppanyaki is and downing sake bombs. I love that, too, though. I think the go-to target this year for Bryce Young will be the tight end JT Sanders. I could see that. I actually really like Tommy Tremble. That'd be a lot of fun. Good stream run. Enjoy dinner. Thank you. All right. I appreciate you guys for watching. I do love these streams. We're going to do them every single week. And then in August, we're going to be streaming like literally every single day. So be subscribed. Every 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Monday, we will be doing a draft stream. And like I said, expect back to regularly scheduled program this week. We will have videos. We're going to get a couple Dynasty videos out the way. For sure, Crazy Ambassador. Maybe a 2026 rookie draft preview, but probably not. I just think it's probably too late in the season. I don't know that any of you guys care. And also, like, that's like Arch Manning, who didn't play his first year. There's not a ton of freshman standouts from last year. It's like Concepcion, Eugene Wilson, Cedric Baxter, Darius Taylor. I don't know. It's like 4 or 5 players. I don't know. Well, maybe. But then after that, we're going to get back into redraft. We'll talk about the year 2 receivers, the rookie receivers, how I feel about the prices and underdog right now. But yeah, I'm excited to get back into the swing of things. Get back into a groove here. Get back to, probably like a 3 video a week pace here as we ramp up into the offseason. But again, if you want to get practicing for your redraft home leagues, we have, in my eyes, the best contest possible right now. The Chihuahua 2, $4 to enter, $50,000 to first place. It's a perfect, okay, you spend $4 to get your practice in, and then you also have the crazy upside of $50,000. Again, I'm not entering $4 drafts to win $8. I'm entering $4 drafts to get my practice in, and then have the massive upside of a first place having $50,000. So you can get some practice in. Use promo code Ron. I have a link in the description. I have a link at the top of the live chat right now. I have a link in the comment section down below. If you click it, it'll take you to Underdog Fantasy. It'll use promo code Ron. It'll match your first deposit up to $250, and you'll get a special pick'em line in the pick'em lobby if you are in a state that has pick'ems. It's the higher or lower contest Underdog offers where you can string together. Now they have Euros, which is fun. I wish that I talked about soccer on this stream. I love international soccer. I won't watch Champions League. I won't watch Premier League. Sue me. But the international stuff I love. I've been watching it all day. You had, Romania had the 2 sick goals earlier. Lukaku had 2 VAR goals called back. Look, I know my footy, but yeah, I want to say they're going to have like higher lowers for like shots and goals and passes, crosses, whatever. So all of that, NHL tomorrow, NBA tonight, check it out, underdogfantasy.com. Use promo code Ron. And as always, I will see y'all in the next one.